out of this. We had a bunch more people RSVP, so hopefully we have some girls hop on, but I just wanted to dive in. I feel like coming off of Summit, I feel like I have so many amazing things in my head. I was like, I don't know what to talk to you guys about. Like, there's so many topics to go over. I don't really know where to start. But I thought I would just kind of go off of what really, like the things that really impacted me deeply and that I really needed and the things that really stuck out to me. And then maybe just open it up for Q&A. Yeah, so as y'all know, Summit was amazing for a million reasons. I think I shared in my live video the other day, I can't remember, it all runs together, but I was honestly really nervous going into this summit. I get nervous before every trip, every work trip. I don't know why, I just do. It's like, I think it's partially like my inner mean girl. I think it's partially like from past experiences of being around a bunch of women. I like expect everyone to be mean because that's how like the girls that I used to hang out with back in the day before, you know, I knew I could make my own choices and choose my happiness. So I think I get a little bit of anxiety. And I always know it's BS, but it's just like that day before I get really nervous. So I was nervous going in. And also this year has been hard. It's been challenging. There's different things that have happened. But as soon as I got on that plane, it was like, okay, I felt excited. And then as soon as I got into Indiana and I met Jesse and Kim, they both stayed in my room with me and we met face to face for the first time. And there is just no feeling like that. I know like when I met all three of you for the first time, it was like, ah! But it's just so crazy how like it does not stop blowing my mind how almost 6 years into the business, continually have these incredible women, incredible relationships brought to my life I just would not have otherwise. I'm like, I would just be like this lonely hermit of a stay-at-home mom if I didn't have coaching. Like, not that I wouldn't be social, but I'm talking to the soul level, to the level where you're surrounded by like-minded people that are wanting to level up with their life too. Hey, Candace. I'm just so thankful for that. But I was talking to Kim and Jesse a little bit yesterday about our Summit experience, and they were saying that they felt the same way I did. So Summit itself was absolutely mind-blowing, but we went to the Power of I Am the day before. So it is put on, Andrea Crowder originally started it, and Josh Coates has like taken it over, although Andrea did speak at it. And it was the day that like, because Summit starts in the evening on Thursday. So it was the day of on Thursday. And it was amazing. I truly, for me, I felt like I left, it was from like 9 to 2 and we didn't even, we pieced out at like 1:30 or something to get to the team bonding. But it was something that I'm already know I'm going to go to next year because I truly feel like I could have left that event. I took away so many nuggets just from that alone. I was like, that is what I needed because they deal so much. It was really all about mindset. Really, like you heard from all these different people, Andrea Crowder, Ashley McClellan, Mandy Kai spoke, oh my gosh, who else? Micah Folsom, but they were all sharing like failures that they've had in their life, in their business, and how they use that to their advantage, how they use these roadblocks and these limiting beliefs and that inner mean girl that came so close to stopping them, how they broke through that and used it to their advantage. And it was everything that I needed to hear. And I know that the girls would echo that, but I will absolutely be going to that next year. So just, I know it's so far ahead, but it always comes before we know it. So thinking ahead, I'm flying in again on Wednesday. I will be going to that on Thursday, the Power of I Am. It is like, if you guys can come, I would so love to have a huge team presence because truly it was like, holy crap. Like everything that I needed. And I know they did too, and I thought I'd go through a few of those notes and what stuck out to me. But something that Josh says that I really love, and it was echoed there by girls that have worked with him, but he says, your limiting beliefs are constantly looking for a story to justify your fears and excuses. And I can see that to be true for me in my life. I can see that to be true. I've seen it, with girls on our team. I see, it's so easy to get like pumped up and be like, okay, I'm excited. I'm going to rock this business. I'm going to go all in. But if you don't know what your limiting beliefs are, eventually they're going to work against you. And if you're doing nothing to combat them, they'll eventually like eat you alive. They will eventually stop you if you're not aware of what they are. So like, for instance, if your limiting belief is, I am not a good leader, or I'm not going to ever be able to, no one's ever going to want to join me, or I'm never going to be able to hit Success Club successfully, or I'm never going to be able to be a 5-star diamond coach, or I'm never going to be able to walk across the stage, or I'm never going to be able to hit high numbers, or whatever it is that's in there. And if you don't confront it, it will stop you. And what's going to happen is, if that's in there, if your limiting belief is that I can't recruit people, you're going to get excited about the business. You're going to start sending inviting for your next sneak peek, or inviting, like you find this girl and you're like, oh my gosh. And you send her like the most genuine message and you're like, girlfriend, like, I just love your vibe so much. And I had to reach out to you because I just wanted to see if you've ever considered doing what I do as a coach, or whatever your message says. And they either ghost you or they say no. And then you get a 50 no's. And then you get up to 100 no's. And I don't know how long until you start, but like your confidence, if you're not dealing with your inner mean girl, that's going to start to dwindle. And then you're going to start to, going back to what Josh says, your limiting beliefs are going to rear their ugly head, and they're going to find that story to justify your fears and excuses. And it's going to say, see, I told you you weren't good at inviting. See, I told you this was for other people. Success wasn't meant for you. See, I told you you can't find traction in this business. See, I told you you're too busy. Your life is not set up for this. Like, you're going to have, like, y'all, and I'm talking to myself. I'm not like coming at any of you. I'm just saying, like, yeah, that inner mean girl, she can be real nasty. And what I loved about The Power of I Am is they checked her and over and over and over again. And I just think something that like, if you don't know how to combat, you're like, okay, cool, but how do we combat that? And what I am working on right now is, as you guys probably have seen, there's like a million different trackers you can follow. We have like the Slay the Day tracker. We have the Success Club system tracker. We have seen other trackers. There's Josh's tracker. And I feel like for me and my brain, I need simplicity, and I need to see it all on one tracker. And I don't want to follow a bunch of trackers. So I am working on compiling everything. I have like all the things that I want on a tracker, like all the things together, so we're not missing anything. And then that will be our team tracker. I am hoping to get that done by the end of the week. But on there, super important, starting your day with not just personal development, but visualization. Visualization of what is going to happen when you reach that goal. Affirmations, like if your mean girl says you can't recruit, it's people are coming to me all over the place. People are coming to me right now wanting to work with me. Like, you literally tell yourself that over and over and over again, because we are a product of what goes on between our 2 ears. It's just this is just a fact. There is no millionaire, billionaire, 15-star diamond, 30 stars zirconium, like whatever. There's no one out there that has achieved any level of success that has let their inner mean girl rule and has like stopped with those limiting beliefs and has not combated those. They had the same ones, but they just took the action of visualization and affirmations and being so consistent with that they train their brain to see success. It's no different than like the analogy of, you know, like the cup is, you either see it half empty or half full or overflowing. Its perspective is everything. And if you train your brain to have the right perspective of where you're headed, that is the magic. That is everything. So that is something I'm really excited about that's going to be on our team tracker. And I'm excited to see how it shifts things for all of us, because it's so simple. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, but it's something that as you have these big goals and you're digging in, life's going to happen. Life always happens. Whether you have goals or not, life is going to happen. And I just think how amazing to be able to reach your goals and to overcome that inner mean girl, to show someone else that they can too. So that's something that I'm working on, our tracker. And then some other things, like before I go into my notes of that day, one of my biggest things that I took away from Summit that I loved so much was just community. Like when we're there, and I'm sure that you guys like had this too, or maybe those of you watching, it's like you have this FOMO of wanting to be there. You can feel the energy. You can feel everyone's excitement. You can feel that community. You can see everyone being together. And it's like as I was there, I'm like, this is great, but it's only once a year. How do we continue this community, this momentum, this excitement for being together, for working together as a team all year long? And so like today in my challenge group and in our team page, I said, you know, I put the link for an early morning Zoom workout, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow as well. And said for Wednesdays, from now on, we're going to do a hashtag, what is it? Oh my gosh. We wear pink. On Wednesdays, we wear pink. On Wednesdays, we wear pink. And it's silly, and like it's not like it hasn't been done before, but I mean, I love the color pink. Pink is the color of joy. It makes me happy. And then I'll go through and tag, 3 or 4 people. And if you get tagged, you then pass that on to your boot campers. You tag them. Like we create that community. I'll share a few people. Like I shared several of yours on my stories today, because to me, I'm like, it makes me smile. It makes me smile. So I know it's making other people smile. I'm like, yay. It makes me feel like we're actually working out together, even if we didn't work out together. It makes me feel like a part of that family, even if I didn't see you face to face today. And what it's doing too on your stories, it's creating that FOMO in that like, oh my gosh, you talk about this boot camp and you talk about this team, but you actually have one. Y'all are doing the same thing, you crazy people in pink on Wednesdays. And, and then on Fridays, I was thinking we do like, and if y'all have a better hashtag idea, I'm all ears, but I was thinking Funky Fridays. So we would do like a dance off, like pick a song and everyone has to like do a little dance to the same song while you're shaking your Energize or shaking your shake or like whatever. But then same thing, like you tag 3 people in your challenge group or on our team or whatever, and just like pass that love around. And because again, like people oftentimes too, they will start a workout program or start their week so strong. Monday, they're like, okay, I'm all in. And by Friday, they're like falling off. But we're the team. We don't fall off on Friday. On Friday, we're still taking care of ourselves. We're still getting in our workout, but we're having fun. And I'm just like, that is what we need more of. We need more fun. We need more community. And guess what? That's what everyone needs. Everyone needs more fun and community. So Wednesday's pink. No fall off Friday. I love it. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Just to start. And I'm excited about it because it just means I get to see your guys' faces more. And we get to work together. And then we get to play around. And if you have a great idea, you're for like a Monday post or whatever, share that on our team page. Like, to me, the thing that I want, that I've always wanted, but Summit just like was like a slap in the face of like, I want this all year long. I want to be working together all year long and like cheering each other on, really, because I feel like we've kind of like dabbled in it, but it's creating those moments. And if you don't create it, it never is going to happen. And once a year is great. Super weekend is great. That's awesome. But what about all the other days of the year? Because it's all the other days of the year where you can kind of start to, if you're not plugged into your community, that's when you can kind of like start hiding in the corner and start to fall off when life gets hard. But if you have your girls and you're like, excuse me, you haven't posted your pink outfit yet today. What the heck are you doing? What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Do I need to come to your house and drag you out? You know, like that's what our community is. And so I'm really excited about that. I hope you are too. I'm going to make a link that's just open for like morning times, because I know we have people on the East Coast and West Coast. And I don't know, I will probably just pin it to the top of my challenge group and pin it to the top of our team page. And that way you guys can just use that link, because it doesn't, there's no like time limit on it. So if you do an hour workout or whatever, it doesn't matter. But then people can hop in and off. And if you want to use it, you know, like, hey girl, let's meet up for a power hour at 5 a.m. while other people are working out, like just as a morning hustle, whatever it is, workout, power hour, whatever. But you guys can, then grab someone from the team, because we're all in different time zones and it's going to be impossible to get everyone on together every single day. But then the link is there. Grab an accountability partner, like post in the thread, hey, I want to do a power hour tomorrow at 5 a.m. Who's down with me? You know, you're going to find someone. So you love the idea. Yay, Anna. I do too. And it's like I'm getting excited to work and work out with you guys. Even this morning, I was like, I went to bed too late. I was tired, but knowing that I put that out there that I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. I'm like, well, I can't like fail them. I can't bug out. I have to get up, dang it. And actually the girl in my boot camp that was supposed to get up with me, she didn't even get up. So Anna and Cassie, y'all came through. Thank you. But yeah, so we'll have opportunities to work out together. I was also talking to Jesse and Kim about doing early power hours like once a week. So either in the morning, either on a Friday to like in the week before the weekend, or a Saturday morning. I'm kind of playing around with that because I like the idea of doing it Saturday morning early, and then you like take the weekend off and you chill with your family and you plug back in, you know, Sunday evening or whatever. But I also know that sometimes Saturdays is like, I don't know, it's the day I like to actually sleep in. And sleep is important. So I'm like, well, if people will get up with me early on a Friday, I feel like that would be fun too. So Candace was going to be there, but I forgot to tell her to use your link instead. Oh, darn! Tomorrow, Candace, tomorrow. We got you, girl. But yeah, I just think that like, we just need to be working together more. We are a team. And when you're struggling, we're all struggling. Really, it affects everyone. And so I'm excited for this. Like I said, I'm really excited about the tracker, and then we will have a call hopefully next week and I'll go through it. But then a couple other, so like Summit, so many things were announced. Hopefully you guys have like plugged in, you're aware of everything with the, if you looked at the Coach 411 page or the National Wake Up Call or whatever, but it's all in there. As far as like what we have right now available to us, the collagen, that is amazing. I have not even shared about it yet, but I'm going to tomorrow. I'm really, truly excited about it because I used to use a collagen that was like really good, rated, oh, hi, cutie. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so precious. I used to use a collagen that was really well rated. I got it off of Amazon, whatever, but like I always felt like it gave me a weird taste in my mouth. And it was also really, it was more expensive than what ours is. And I also just trust what Beachbody puts out because I know that their level of quality and ingredients is so high that I'm like, I just know it's going to be amazing. So I love the price point. I've been adding it to my shake every day since Summit. I will tell you when I get, you know, youthful glowing skin, but I'm excited about that. So definitely, like, if that's something that you feel like would benefit you, hair, skin, nails, get it. It's really inexpensive. Share about it. Use it every day for 30 days. Talk to your people about it. But right now, too, main focus is Morning Meltdown. So that, like, between now and the big launch on the 29th, or the official start date of the 29th, share about it every single day in your stories in some way. Show yourself doing the mini prep workouts. Show your, like, you can show the before and afters. Those are all over the place. Share, like, a little bit about it. Share what you're excited about it. Share why, like, you know, what you're going to benefit from, what others are going to benefit. Like, just find a way to share about it in your stories every single day. Because again, like, consistency, that's what we all need to see. We need to see consistency. And it's like, it was like some study about Coca-Cola that they did a study where, like, I don't know, people have to see something 70 something times or 80 something times before they'll ever buy into it. It's the same thing. If you're like, well, I just talked about it yesterday, so I don't need to talk about it. No, yes, you do. Just find another way to talk about it. You could do something simple. It can be a boomerang. It can be like a series of stories. It can be a poll. It can be, but make sure find it interactive and fun. And yeah, because that starts on the 29th. I am super pumped. And that's something that we can also hold each other accountable as a team. I know that y'all probably have your own boot camps for the most part, but we can also, like, hold each other accountable, our 6 a.m. workouts or whatever, whenever you link up, and just create, like, one thread in the team that we can go in and, like, hold each other accountable there. Because I want to slay that program and really give it my all. I want you all to get the best results, because you're going to feel your best. That's also going to fuel your business. And so that's really our focus right now is Morning Meltdown. Because yeah, we have a lot of other exciting things coming, but that's not it's no use to talk about it yet. We also have those $10 promo codes. So make sure you're talking to people about that and sharing, like, that's a really big deal. We've literally never been able to offer promo codes before, ever, ever, ever. I went on in my stories yesterday and talked about it, but it's super cool that they're offering this. Promo codes are all the rage now, and I just think it's so awesome that we've been given these codes. And also express, like, this literally is only 3. You have 3 and then they're gone. So people better get in on it. Share your excitement with passion. And yeah, I just sent one out yesterday and it was super easy. Just copy, paste, send it with, like, the message that I sent them the link. And I think it all worked. So I want to take a before pic of my face to see if I see a difference. I use it today for the first time. Oh, the collagen. I know. That's actually a really good idea, is to do, like, a 30-day before and after. I remember even, like, not having to do with collagen, but when we were in the test group for 80 Day Obsession, Autumn had us take a before picture of our face and after, just for, like, the detox of sugar and alcohol and all those things. She's like, seriously, like, the effect that has on your face and wrinkles and all the things is amazing. So yeah. I don't know. Any questions so far? Any feedback? Yes, no, maybe so.
I just wanted to say something about the promo codes. I haven't tested. I didn't test it yet, but I was watching the Fit and Funky call last night, and Danielle said that you should, like, if you have a spouse account, you should be able to use their promo codes on, like, your customers, because I guess they aren't able to, like, really specify yet, like, what businesses were.
I was curious about that, because I was planning on just once I hit Success Club 10 in my business center, I was going to put everything under Keith, and just, I need to build his account anyways, but I didn't know that it doesn't matter. Like,
that's what Danielle said. I thought it would, because I was reading on the email and it said not transferable, so I just assumed it wouldn't work, but she said it should.
So. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So then once you get your 3, then you can, like, then you can go back on your stories and be like, guess what? I just realized I have these 3 extra on my spouse's account too. Or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't hop on that call. I need to catch up with that. So thank you.
It wasn't anything amazing. It was just a recap of Summit. So.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Just gonna look through my notes from the Power of I Am. Gosh, it's so hard, you guys. There's like I just want to like download everything to you. Okay. Let's see. So, I mean, I don't know. For me, like, I don't know if it helps you guys, but for me, I know that in this business, there is going to be setbacks. You are going to have those moments where you have failure. And for me, it's super inspiring to see someone share their failures and how they've overcome them. So like, for instance, I'm just going to go through and share these notes that I have from Micah Folsom and Ashley McClellan. They are my 2 favorites from The Power of I Am. And I also feel like they just lead so much with so much heart in their teams. But Micah, as you know, like she's in the Million Club. She is a 15-star diamond or double 15-star diamond. And you just like, you hear about people's successes, but you often don't hear about their failures and what it took for them to get there. So taking it back, like she shared that in 2013, she was pushing for elite. It was like down to the wire. She and her team thought that she got elite. She missed a mistake that was on her that she made. Her coach had already shouted her out as being an elite coach. So like, imagine being like me, like your upline, if I'm your upline, being like, oh my gosh, Karen got elite, blah, 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 blah. And then come to find out, then corporate calls you in the beginning of the year and says, sorry, you missed it because you made a mistake. Like one thing you did, so you missed elite. So then like you're dealing with this, not only like the disappointment of missing it, but also the embarrassment publicly of then having to be like, how am I going to post? How am I going to share about this? Like that's something that I don't know too many people have had to deal with. And that would be that would be such a reason to just like, that would take the wind out of your sails, right? And such a easy reason to just completely retract and be like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can even do this. But she, recalibrated, kept going. And that very next year, she and her team were not only elite, but in the top 10 in 2014. So, punch that in the face, learn from your failures. Her second failure that she shared is that in 2014, she also almost had a failed marriage. She said it had nothing to do with the business. They just weren't taking that time for them. But they leaned in, they became stronger, had 2 more babies. And something she said that I really loved is, even when you're struggling, people still need you. They still need your light. They still need your message. You still need to show up, especially actually when you're struggling. They need to see that because that's everyone. Everyone is going through a struggle. There's literally nothing that you can go through that's unique to you. We want to feel like it's unique to us, but literally, if I can share everything in my life I've been through and someone would be like, yeah, I've been through that. Yeah, I've been through that. Yeah, I've been through that. And you're like, oh, okay. So I'm not actually alone in this. And she said, even more reason to share that. And yes, like you want to spin it to win it. You don't want your page to be all dark and gloom, but you have to still be showing up and sharing just like, hey, I'm going through a struggle, but I'm still showing up because I know that me taking care of me and me filling my mind with positivity and me doing something active, it's going to help me get through this struggle. And it helps you empower someone else that is going through a struggle. It helps you be a light for her to get through that too and to lean in. And then Micah's third fail that she shared is She missed her first 15-star push goal. So like she and her team were going for 15-star for the first time. She booked this house in California, like a leader retreat for her, like all of her girls. They were sure they were going. It was locked in. Like everyone was going. They were all excited. She had like already paid for this, glam house for them to go have this retreat. And then someone missed it. So they all missed it. And she said, instead of like, she'd already paid for it. So she's like, instead of just not go, I ended up taking my family on a vacation. And she said, my kids, they still talk about that vacation as being one of the best things that they've ever gone to. And she said, so sometimes I feel like things happen for a reason. And obviously she learned something from it for her business, but also she got to do something for her family that she never would have done otherwise. And it really stuck out to her kids that it's something that they still talk about. And she said, when you miss a goal, keep continuing with the same hustle, the same energy, the same momentum, and the same focus. Don't sit and sulk longer than 2 hours. Oh my gosh. I need to tell myself that every single time I go through something hard, because for me, it's like I am an empath and I take everything in and I hold on to it way too long. I don't know if anyone can relate there, but she said, don't sit and sulk longer than 2 hours. You got to then pick yourself back, give yourself those 2 hours, but then you got to pick yourself back up and keep going towards your goals. Because from every failure, every setback, every missed goal, you can find the goodness and find something positive out of it, no matter how hard it is. The trial is put in your life for a reason. So share it to help others going through similar things. And like, I feel like, I don't know, Jessie, but like, I feel like she could have mic dropped right there and I would have been good. All the speakers, I felt like that. I was like, oh my gosh. But then one other that I wanted to share with you was Ashley McClellan. And I was super excited to hear from her. She's someone that Josh worked with. So I had been on a call with her. She spoke for us a couple months ago, and her story was amazing as far as like, she had gone to Summit. She was a 2-star diamond coach. She's like, people think that like, oh, you're a 2-star diamond coach, you must be making all the money and everything's good and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, but really, I didn't have any working coaches. I got myself to 2-star with like her mom's account and her dad's or her husband's account or whatever. And she said, and we were struggling majorly financially, like struggling hardcore. Her husband was working out of town, so he's never home. The kids were always crying because they missed their dad. She's like drowning, feeling like I can't do this business and raise my kids and like all the things. So she's just like drowning, and she's going into Summit as a 2-star, and she goes to one of the Josh events that's more personal. He does like, it actually has like a day before kind of like day retreat where he does one-on-one coaching face-to-face. And she said, he actually like called out my inner mean girl and like found what my limiting belief was. And it wasn't like, I think she thought her limiting belief was that she couldn't be a good leader, but what it actually was that she was afraid that she could not be both successful in the business and a good present mom. And once she found that, then she was able to dig herself out, and like she's worked with Josh ever since. And they went elite. They are going for their 2nd year of elite this year. She's been able to retire her husband. She has like leaders in her team, 2-star, 1-star. So like their team in 2 years has transformed when she thought it was all crumbling. And she's just very real and straight to the point. But she said, in the midst of that, I found my fight. She said, I didn't find my why, because your why is your family, right? Whether it's your present family or your future family, that's your why. But she's like, I found my fight. What was I fighting for? And she said, so she made some sacrifices. She would wake up every day at 5 a.m., no matter what, and do her power hour first thing in the morning, before her kids woke up, before the day could have anything like happen. She got that out of the way, and just became consistent with doing that every single day. And she said, 2 things will motivate you more than anything: what you want and what you don't want. What she didn't want was for her husband to be gone working all the time, to be stressing about money, for her kids to be crying. She visualized, she would wake up and visualize what she did want. She'd do her power hour, and what she visualized was like taking her kids on a trip to Disney. She like literally had this visualization. Yes, the smell of churros. She had this visualization of taking her kids on a trip to Disney. She's like, I wanted those rose gold ears. I knew that they always sell out fast, but I was determined I was going to find those rose gold ears. And I pictured myself with taking a picture with the castle in the background and being elite and being able to take my family on this vacation. And like, she's like talks with emotion. So I'm like even getting emotional just thinking about it. And she's like, I would wake up and I would visualize that every single day, every day I would visualize that because that had meaning to her. That had meaning to her family. That had meaning to her kids. And last year, it was like halfway through the year, they weren't even close to elite. And after Summit, this is the game plan she did. 5 a.m. power hours every single day, and visualizing and affirmations. And she said they finished the year elite. Like they just like turned everything around halfway through the year. So if you're like sitting there thinking like it's too far, I'll shoot for next year. No, girl. Like we still have 6 months and we still have work to do. And you still have so much time if you take it and make it useful and are consistent. And yeah, it's going to take some sacrifice here and there, but we still have so much time to make those big goals and dreams happen. And so anyways, she ended up getting like, I think she like, Jesse, remind me, I think she got the call like while she was at Disney or something. And she had this picture of her with the pink, like the rose gold pink Disney ears with the castle in the background. And she goes, no joke, y'all. 2 days later, the castle was covered like with a whole like blanket sheet, whatever, because they were doing renovations. Had it been 2 days later, she wouldn't have had her dream. But like she was like, it was like the timing of that visualization of like it all coming together. And this is not magic. This is just like, it's just powerful. And I think like this is not the first person I've heard talk about visualization and writing out your goals every single day and really like getting clear on not just your why, but also your fight. What are you fighting for? Because we're all fighting for something. There's something in our lives that we're like, don't like that. And it's so hard and it's a cause of stress, or I want this dream to happen. And when is it going to happen for me? So I just loved her authenticity and her story. And then she said, the first thing she did is she found her fight. The second thing she did is she asked the right questions. She said, she was thinking about like successful people. She's like, what are they doing that I'm not? And she said she started replacing her Netflix time. So like in the evenings or during the day when like her kids would, like she'd have some downtime or whatever, she replaced her Netflix time with personal development. She had a goal to read 75 books in the year, which means that you're literally going to have something good going into your ears all the time. She's like, I can't, because she's like, kids are all around, they're loud. So I'm not like fully focused all the time. It's just going in. And a lot of those books were repeats. So if it was like a great book that she loved, like You Are a Badass at Making Money or whatever it was, she'd listen to the book several times, but her goal was 75 books in that year. So she did that. And then she said, she asked Doug Moss, and like, what is it that these super successful coaches do? What do the 15-star coaches do? And he said, they have fun. And she was like, oh, because like, if you're coming at this business and you're like, it's so cut and dry and it's just like, okay, I got to get to work, but you forget the fun. That's why I'm talking about doing like the hashtags, the Wednesdays we wear pink and the funky Fridays and the shake-offs and the dance and whatever, and the team like happy hours and work hours and whatever, because that's putting fun back in it for us. And it's also putting fun back in it for other people. But she she said, like, that's what I did. I found the fun. I found a way to just like truly be me and tap into that and find the fun. She said, you know, just figure out how to have fun in your business, whatever that means to you. And this is what she said they do. They wear pink on Wednesday. They do energized dance shake-offs on Friday. And she also said, this was a big one, bring in the people that you actually want to work with, that you actually want to hang out with, that you actually want to stay up all night talking with. Don't go sending invites to people that you don't actually even really want to work with. If it's someone that you're like, ooh, it kind of makes you like, if it's not a heck yes, like, yes, I want to talk to this girl, I want her in my boot camp, that's not who you should be sending your invites to. That's not who you should be sending a message just to get to know and become friends with. So bring in those people that you are excited about. Because if you're excited about the people you're talking to and building relationships with and then inviting, all of a sudden everything's fun. And all of a sudden you are coming from this amazing place of like, I'm your friend no matter what, but I absolutely have to invite this to you. Like, I have to invite you to this because I want you. I know you'd be amazing at this. I love your energy. I love that you love fashion too, or you're a boy mom too, or you're a girl mom too, or you work in accounting too, or what, like whatever. It's someone that's your person. That's your tribe. That's who you want to talk to. You don't want to talk to everyone. You want to talk to your person. So she said, you know, also like another big thing is intentionally plug in, get the work done fast. So using timers is super duper helpful and working against the clock, and then intentionally unplug. So intentionally plug in and then intentionally unplug. And this is something that I've done myself, and I've seen far too many people do it and get burnt out because you're like a coach on demand. We are not coaches on demand. We have Beachbody on demand. We're not coaches on demand. So every single time you see your phone go off, like, you don't need to respond to that. That's why it's so helpful to set working hours, set hours, wherever it is in your day, however your schedule aligns, first thing in the morning, at the end of the night, 15 minutes during your lunch, whatever it is, whatever works for you, where you intentionally plug in, and that time is designated for your business. That's when you're sending your invites and your follow-ups and you're responding to messages. But all the other times, like, intentionally unplug. Take that time for you, just to be quiet, to be with your family, to make memories with your spouse or your kids or your sister or your brother or your best friend or whatever. That's just as important. Because y'all should not, like, if you do have big goals, then you are going to be working hard. And it's even more important for you to rest. It's the same thing as when you're doing like 80-day obsession. Those 6 days, holy moly, you need that rest day come Sunday. And it is the same thing. You have big goals in your business, push and get the work done, but then unplug. I really loved that. And then her number 3 tip that she said is she changed her focus. Instead of focusing on all the things that weren't happening yet, on all the leaders she didn't have, or the Success Club points she didn't have, or the people that weren't coming to her, or the people that weren't saying yes, or the traction she wasn't having on social media, or whatever, instead of focusing on that, she started focusing on all the good that was happening. She said, focus on the good that's happening in your life and in your business. Focus on the people that are doing things. So even if you just have one girl, even if just in your challenge group, maybe she's not even on your team yet, one girl that you're excited about, that shows up, that has a positive attitude, that you love working out with, focus on that girl and shout her out all the time. That was the other thing that I heard. She said, you know, what you appreciate appreciates. What you appreciate appreciates. So shout out everyone for everything. She's like, I started just making up stuff. I would just start recognizing the ish out of all the people in my team and my challenge groups. Shout out people that are checking into your challenge groups like crazy. Appreciate your people, appreciate your team, appreciate your challenge groups. Make stuff up. Be like, oh my gosh, she helped someone sign up with BOD, and she's like halfway to cubic zirconium. She's like, I literally just started making stuff up and just shouting people out, because what does that do? When you spread love, number one, it fills your own tank. And number two, love reflects love. And then that's what you're going to build in your life, in your business, in your team. And it starts with you. And I love that. I'm like, yes, like we wait sometimes. And I've done this totally. And I'm switching, but it's like you wait until you're like, okay, I have to wait until they get to emerald to like shout them out, or I have to wait until they get to diamond, or I have to wait until they like complete a program. No, shout them out like pick a challenge over the week, shout people out randomly, shout them out like in your stories if they're cool with it, of course. If they're in the challenge group and they want to be all like incognito private, no one knows I'm doing this, fine, like don't shout them out there, make sure that they're okay with it. But shout your people out, recognize your people. And that's going to feel so good to you too. That's going to feel so validating too as a leader. And then what else? Some other things. Okay. She said her whole team wears Team Tanks. And what was this? Whole team wears Team Tanks and tags them when they're on the National Wake Up Call. What am I doing? I don't remember that one. Maybe I'm like, okay, that's like cryptic, Emily. I don't know. That's a note I can't decipher. It'll come to me at like midnight tonight. Okay. Another thing she said though are what are three words you want your audience to feel from coming to your page? And hers were empathetic, passionate, and happy. And so like what kind of feeling do you want to leave with people? What is it that you want to impact people with? What kind of feeling do you want them to walk away from your page feeling? And when you are clear, then that gives you focus and like direction. And then again, it's all just like really tapping into who you are, and that like just letting your voice shine, and that's going to attract your people. Some of the affirmations that she said that I loved and I've written down and have become my affirmations, and I'll add to them. But one, she said, she still says this to this day, I keep finding amazing, inspiring people who want to stick around. I keep finding amazing, inspiring people who want to stick around. And then her second affirmation I really loved, I find new people every single day who want to join me. And she said, because I could literally just be talking to someone. It doesn't necessarily mean like she sold a challenge pack that day, but I find new amazing people every single day that want to join me. So that could be something as simple as just starting a message with someone and you're like vibing back and forth and they're like, oh yeah, what are you doing? Or, like whatever it is, it's like, oh yeah, this is my person. This is my person to love on today. Let's see, what else? The other thing I really like, she said, I'm almost done with her, but show the struggle. Show that you're not always motivated. And I think that this is such a great reminder, because I think as Beachbody coaches, sometimes we feel like we're like the elite. We have to be more perfect. We never struggle. Oh no, we don't ever struggle. We don't ever fall off. Life is never hard. We always want to do our workouts. We're always naturally motivated. Are you kidding me? That's why I have a glass of Energize right here. So sharing that you struggle too. And also obviously always spinning it to win it. But also like sharing with people, like I love how she worded it. You're all welcome here. Even if you didn't work out today, you don't have your hair done all nice, like blah, 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 blah. This is a safe space for you. You are all welcome here. It's inclusive. You are, I don't know. I just got like, you're like loving people through your post and saying like, come as you are. And then she said, your social media is your stage. Don't lower the bar, raise the bar. Your struggle is never harder than anyone else's. We're all going through something. Stay empathetic and share your story, because people need to hear it. And that if you can do this, they can too. And I have a million more notes, but we're already almost at an hour. And I feel like that is the gist of really, honestly, that's what impacted me the most, was hearing from both of them. I also heard we heard from Andrea Crowder, and that was amazing too. But I don't know. Are you guys excited? Like I'm excited. I'm excited to work with you guys more, work out with you, do more power hours, and just create that community. Like, I just want you guys to visualize, like, What kind of team do you want to have? What kind of feeling do you want to have about your business? What do you want to create? Like, if you could like wave your magic wand and create anything within your team culture, vibe, business, what would that look like? You know, like get really clear on where you're headed and what you want, and then just make it happen, because it literally starts with you. I think oftentimes we psych ourselves out over the idea of being a leader, of like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can be a leader, you know? I don't know if I can do this. But it's truly just a leader is just someone that has the bravery to do it first. You're literally just having the bravery to do it first. So you, for your teams, you're just doing something first. You don't have to like have all the answers. It's just you going like, I want this amazing vibe within our team. I want a community. I want to work out with my people. So you just start it. You just do it first. And then you just keep doing it, because it brings you joy and you have fun with it. And then as you're having fun with it, what does that do? People say, I want to have fun with it too. I want to do that too. So yeah, like we have 2 weeks left of 2 weeks? Yeah. About 2 weeks left of this month. And I just want to blow it up. I want to see every single one of you, whether you are on right now or watching the recording, in Success Club, rocking it, excited for Morning Meltdown 100, giving away all those promo codes. Just did your 20 invites, Jesse. I love it. Oh, that was the other thing. Thank you. That was one more thing I wanted to say. At Summit, they talked about, I forget what coach it was, but they were talking about within their team, they don't have like some crazy high invites that they do. They're not doing like 50 to 100 a day. They have something called the 100 Club, I think it was. So they have a weekly 100 Club. So Monday through Friday, they're sending 20 invites a day. I'm like, that's so doable. 20 invites is like, you can get that done in like 15 minutes or 10 minutes as you do it more and get faster at it. But I really loved that. And again, it's consistency over time. And if you're not burning yourself out, putting all of your energy in one pot, then you have more energy to go around to everything else, to your follow-ups, loving on your challengers, loving on your team, taking care of yourself. So I just love that. I'm like, I'm totally doing that. That's so doable. 20 invites a day. This is going to be on our team tracker. It's going to be 20 invites a day, 15 of those being for a challenge group, 5 of those being for coaching. So, you know, if you're like, okay, how do I find coaches and how do I find business builders? Well, you have to start talking about it and inviting. Like, you attract what you talk about. You attract also what you invite for. If you're only inviting to challenge groups, that's why you're not going to find business builders, because people don't know that A, it's even an option for them, or B, they haven't seen that. Often people need to know that you believe in them first. You believe in them first and say, girl, you'd be amazing at this. And all of a sudden they're going to start to believe in themselves too. Even if their first response is, oh, no way, that's not for me. I can't do that. You just planted a seed still. It's still there. They're still thinking about it. So we're going to do that as a team, 100 Club. And I would say just like going forward today through the end of this week, and then we'll start fresh on Monday. Like I said, hopefully I'll have that tracker ready for you guys. But I'm excited. And with that, I'm also going to be like shouting people out that want to be like the accountability of it, shouting people out for doing their tracker and doing their 100 for the week. As well as if you are signing up for the accountability, I'll be calling people out like on Monday, like, hey, did you do your tracker? Catch up. Because I know that that's really helpful for me. It's the same thing, you know, we kind of do in a challenge group. And again, this is only if you want that level of accountability, but yeah, we have so much fun stuff coming. We also have open house. Don't forget next Saturday. So invite all your people to that, to your local open house, wherever it is. It is meant to be like a business building thing. Bring your friends that are interested about it, or maybe your discount coaches or whatever, your challengers. but I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm really excited about this one. I feel like the one right after Summit, there's so much energy and momentum. And I feel like we're kind of lucky in Portland because we get the new Super Trainer first, which, oh my gosh, you guys, can we just talk about how excited I am about that program? I know I have to cut this off, but I'm so excited. It's going to be so amazing. Yes, he's hot. Yes. Oh my gosh. He's going to kick our booties. I'm so pumped. I love it. I texted my sister right away. I was like, oh, you're going to like him. She's like, yeah, I am. Okay. Y'all are awesome. I love you. Oh, can we take a picture before we hop off? Yes. I'm not giving you a choice. I'm just saying yes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the best. Oh, no, Karen, you're blurry. I have to do it again. I can't have any blurry Karen. Yay. Thank you. Did you guys have any questions before I hop off? Are you good? You're good? Okay. No, you have a question?
I have one.
Yeah. Hi.
What time tomorrow again for the link thing? For the workout?
What time for the link?
Yeah. Did you say 6 a.m. or 6:30?
I said 6.
Okay.
See, I say 6 and I hop on at 6, but I'm like mixing this morning I was like still mixing my Energize and my Hydrate. So, you know, we still started at like 6:30, but I'm still saying 6
and 6:30.
So if you hop on at 6:30, I'm sure I'll still be there.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Deal. And like I said, I'm just going to leave it open to anyone that wants to use it. And, you know, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Y'all are the best.
Bye.
Bye.